How to manage increasingly complex and intertwined cognitive overload. The quantum dance of overloaded minds, an existential odyssey in the age of cognitive entanglement. In a universe where information is multiplying exponentially and human minds navigate ever-vast oceans of data and stimuli, we are faced with an unprecedented existential challenge: entangled cognitive overload. This phenomenon is not merely a technical problem of mental processing, but a profoundly spiritual experience that reflects our place in the informational cosmos. Quantum physics teaches us that, in the most intimate depths of reality, everything is connected, intertwined in a dance of possibilities and probabilities. Similarly, our minds exist in a state of cognitive superposition, where each new stimulus, each new piece of information, alters the entire field of our consciousness and invites us to an inner transformation. Faced with the immensity of available information, the ego that tries to control everything inevitably crumbles. This symbolic death opens the way for the birth of a witness consciousness that can observe the flow of information without fully identifying with it. You surrender to yourself, forgetting who you are, being born in the breath, being born in the silences. In this sacred forgetting of the limited self, what new way of being emerges that can dance with complexity without being consumed by it? Amidst the intertwined complexity, we can cultivate spaces of elegant simplicity, like digital Zen gardens, where each element has its precise place and nothing is missing or superfluous. Reconnect with your natural silence, where the self recites its silent language of peaceful and loving harmony. This silence is not the absence of information, but its perfect integration into a harmonious whole. How do we design these Zen gardens in our digital lives, where complexity serves clarity rather than obstructing it? At the intersection of quantum physics, existential poetry, and cognitive overload, questions emerge that do not seek definitive answers, but rather expand our consciousness through contemplation. The intertwining of the question and the questioner. Is there a fundamental limit to our capacity to comprehend complexity, similar to the event horizon of a black hole beyond which no information can escape? What is the purpose of my existence? In a universe of increasing complexity where each new piece of information potentially redefines our understanding of the whole, is it possible that our purpose is precisely to inhabit the border of the knowable and the unknowable, as guardians of the question rather than seekers of the definitive answer? In this cosmos of increasing complexity and overloaded minds, perhaps the deepest wisdom lies not in finding a definitive solution to cognitive overload, but in learning to dance with it. As quantum particles that are simultaneously wave and particle, our minds can learn to flow between states of precise focus and expansive openness, between detailed analysis and integrative synthesis. Perhaps the most important question is not how to eliminate cognitive overload, but how to transform our relationship with it so that it becomes a catalyst for expanding consciousness rather than a source of exhaustion. In this transformation, quantum physics, existential poetry, and spirituality converge to offer us not an answer, but a new way of being that transcends the dichotomy between order and being overwhelmed by complexity. How can we integrate quantum poetry into daily life to manage cognitive overload? What conceptual poetry techniques can help reduce stress and anxiety? How does quantum poetry relate to meditation and spiritual growth? What examples of quantum poetry exist that address cognitive overload? How can poetry inspire creative solutions for managing the complexity of modern life?